special radio broadcast, aliens invading Earth, mass hysteria. Is the event surrounding Orson Welles' legendary War of the Worlds fact or fiction? Let's talk about it. Coming up on its 82nd birthday, this event happened on October 30th, 1938, the golden age of radio broadcasting. With no smartphones, laptops, or even televisions, the radio was the main source of news and entertainment in a family household. And on this typical Sunday evening, most families would be tuning to the radio at this time. On this particular night, the CBS network let 23-year-old newbie director Orson Welles broadcast his drama-telling radio version of the novel War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, which all of this information was announced at the beginning before the show, and that was the problem. Most and a majority of families were tuned into a different show on the NBC network at the same time and missed the introduction. By the time families had changed their channels about 10 minutes in, the Martian attacking tale was well on its way. Imagine at that time tuning into your regular show and then you feel like you're hearing real-life announcements, reports, and realistic tellings of a New Jersey town being invaded by aliens? This started to create a mass panic as millions thought the story was real. I mean, that is the account we hear today, but did this radio show really cause millions of listeners to be frightened, flee, and panic? Well, according to the book-length study, The Invasion from Mars, a study in psychology of panic by radio researcher Hadley Cantrill argued that, contrary to the idea that powerful media can be adversely affect weak and unsuspecting audiences, which is called the hypodermic needle model, suggests not all listeners thought the radio program was real news report. But in fact, only listeners who didn't tune into the broadcast at the beginning thought it was real, making that study group relatively small. So why do we have the hype of events still today? In NPR's article, 75 years ago, War of the Worlds started a panic, or did it, by Mark Mamott, cites that this was the work of fake news as, quote, although most listeners understood that the program was a radio drama, the next day's headlines reported that thousands of others plunged into the panic, convinced that America was under a deadly Martian attack. So what really happened here? What was this event? Mass panic? Or just hyped up hysteria? Something in between? Well, as much as invaders from another planet might be frightening, I don't think this radio show would be more scary than the time I saw Signs by M. Night Shyamalan as a kid. Still get the creeps. Well, I'm James Mankle, and thank you for tuning in to Fact or Fiction.